snooker hall that would be connected by a bridge to the Crucible. So that would become Crucible 2 up there, and the other one would be Crucible 1. So that's the old Odeon cinema. I wish I'd been in it. It looks a beautiful building. It's 1960s again. We can have good stuff. So you can see the white building here, and I think it's actually called the white building. This has got some nice murals on it, look like little mesters. But my big concern is they want to force the agenda on the city centre, their reset, and then what they'll do is push out from the city centre to the rest of Sheffield. So if you don't fight for a city centre, your communities will be next. And we're already seeing it at places like Walkley and Crooks. But there was the C&A building. Now that was bombed heavily in the Second World War. That's why it's a modern sort of building. And then the top end of it was Burton's Corner. That was a beautiful building, bombed in the war as well. Became Peter Robinson's, that top end. So the top end to the left of the camera is going to be King's Tower, probably be the tallest building in Sheffield if it ever happens. Just here you've got the Marples pub, probably the most famous pub in Sheffield, because about 70 or 80 people lost their lives in here when it was either 500 or £1,000 bomb dropped on it in the Second World War. But we had the hole in the road just here. Now look at the amount of cars now. The hole in the road would just be absolutely perfect. Somewhere around here you're going to like a subway on each corner and getting to the hole in the road, and it used to connect you into all the shops around here. But we really need the hole in the road now. Because there's now getting as many cars in this area as there was before. So where you can see the bus, just there, that was about slap bang in the middle of the hole in the road. But the hole in the road and the way they put the dual carriageway on Arundel Gate was visionary. But now they've actually ruined it, they've cluttered it. We used to have classy shops. I can remember a wedding shop round here where you could pick up suits. See the John Welsh's building now, which is a Poundland and a supermarket and various other things. So that was John Walsh's. Used to come up in to there on escalators from the hole in the road over here. I just think the hole in the road was so fantastic. He wanted cleaning up, wanted mosaic walls, and it wanted a security system, but there was actually nothing actually wrong with it. So I'll just show you quickly down Arundel Gate, but I can only sort of get so far in the car down here, and then what actually happens is you've got to sort of turn back round, otherwise you end up going through a bus gate. But we have got the snooker on, so this area of Sheffield is going to be busier to normal. But I just want to give you a full appreciation of what it looks like around here, how depressed it is, to how people from Sheffield, the born and breds, will remember it. Claymore was down there. I'm just going to have a quick walk down Angel Street and show you down Angel Street. So we're looking down Arundel Gate. Looks like there's been an incident down there. There's a police car and somebody looks like they're on the floor. But this was the original entrance into John Walsh's. It's now Poundland, looking towards the hole in the road. But it used to be great, the hole in the road, because if it was raining or whatever, it didn't just protect you from cars, it protected you from the weather, and you could get in from Pond Street up escalators through the hole in the road and get out into all the shops around here from it, like across there where you got C&A, or across there you could get all access into the hole in the road from it. But this is the entranceway to Poundland. We'll just have a quick walk over here. Which took me absolutely ages to just cross this little bit. And they, like I said, they got rid of it, said they didn't need it because there was no vehicles around here anymore. They also said the super tram was going to run through here, but we had plans of the monorail. We were having a monorail in Sheffield in the 1970s, and they were going to put a bridge over the hole in the road for the monorail, which I'm sure they could have done for super tram. But super tram's done so much damage. I love the old tram networks from the 1960s in Sheffield, serving all the suburbs of Sheffield, but all the super tram has done to Sheffield is actually destroy it. It destroyed High Street in '94 when they closed the hole in the road and then shut down a lot of the businesses that have never recovered. So the super tram in '94 started to destroy some of the small Sheffield family businesses. Like I say, it's a nightmare getting across this area now. To say we're supposed to be going carless, I've never seen so many cars in the city centre. So we've got Cocaine's here, which was bombed in the war. People know it as Schofield's, Leeds company. Then where you've got the Premier Inn, that was the ABC cinema. We're looking down the top end of King Street. This is where King's Tower will be. If it ever gets built, they've been talking about it, then planning permission changes and it's supposed to have been approved again, but I'll be very surprised when it happens. So I've seen some old pictures. I think this was the Yorkshire Bank. I used to be able to get from the hole in the road to Yorkshire Bank as well. It was just so fantastic, the hole in the road. So I keep getting told that I live in the past. Now I live in the future, folks. Those who think I live in the past, you want to be in the dark ages with what you're actually hoping for. So here we've got the Banker's Draft, the Wetherspoons. That was Midland Bank, HSBC. Same again from a hole in the road. We had an outdoor shopping centre in Sheffield which they wrecked. Yes, we had a bit of an issue at the time with homeless people, but we've got a far worse issue now with homelessness in Sheffield. But the super tram serves no purpose for the majority of us in Sheffield. It's nothing like the 1960s trams. If anything, and this is what Dora Vernon keeps going on about, it takes traffic away from Sheffield to Crystal Peaks, to Parkgate and to Meadowhall, rather than drawing people in from the suburbs into Sheffield and giving you a connection back out to the other suburbs. So we've got High Court down there, but it's so shabby now. We might have been an industrial city, but we had some class, and I don't see much class in Sheffield anymore. I just see tacky. Got the beautiful Telegraph building there in white. And just to the top left hand corner is York Street. And if you went down there, there was the printing press for Sheffield Star. It used to cost us 5p or 10p, pick it up every night from street sellers. And it was printed at Dinnington for a while, so they stopped selling it in Sheffield, and then it's now printed elsewhere, but it costs you an absolute fortune for a Star. So we've still got some beautiful buildings left in Sheffield. So that was York Street, where the printing press was for the Sheffield Star. And just up here somewhere, I think it was the Crazy Daisy nightclub where Hume and Lee met. But it gives you a real impression of sort of top end of High Street. Like I said, we've still got a few beautiful buildings left around here. But this is Boots Corner, and everybody remembers the sea of people walking around Boots Corner in the past. I felt it was going to kick off a minute ago. There were police vans stopped, and then they're all screaming and shouting. Yeah, we had a few homeless people in the hole in the road, but it's 10 times as bad now. It's absolutely shocking. And the begging in Sheffield. Homeless people don't beg because homeless people are concerned about where they live. And that would be the number one priority, because they never used to beg. So we've got Sheffield Cathedral here. But I'm sure a lot of this was green. We've still got some green around here. But when they keep talking about Greater Green, I'm sure a lot more of this area was green in the past. Because I'm sure we all, at lunchtime, used to come out and do a bit of sunbathing around here. When I worked at HSBC around the back, one bit we employed 2,000 people, HSBC in Sheffield, quality jobs. Well, I don't believe the quality jobs anymore. So we're now heading towards Church Street. Well, we're on High Street, but because it sort of moves towards Church Street, I just wanted to show you the Cutler's Hall. It's got two beautiful ballrooms in there, one upstairs, one downstairs, both totally different. The one downstairs has got pillars, the one upstairs has got marble slabs everywhere. We've lost another bank just here. The white corner building used to look like this, and that was Cole's Corner, and they knocked that down in 1964. Now that got sold on for about £1 million in 1964, which is an awful lot of money in 1964. But how they knocked a building down that looked like that on the corner, that blended in with all those buildings across there, I don't know. Now just here was Midland Bank, HSBC building. It's now a Tesco. I'm just going to give you the best angle on this before see these beautiful buildings we've got left. Just being careful I don't get knocked over. But I wanted to do a full Monty type video today, and what I'll do is I'll break it down, put a bit up each day. So just here we've got the Stonehouse pub. Now there was the formal bit, Stonehouse pub, and then behind it it was a shambles, which is like a York type courtyard, and that disappeared when they built Orchard Square, and then later the Stonehouse pub disappeared. But right in the middle of it you see a door at either end, but right in the middle where you see two windows, that bit's been replaced, and there was like a big Georgian door there with steps up to. I was lost where the Stonehouse was, because it no longer looked like the Stonehouse, but that's right where the Stonehouse was, and you got steps up and a Georgian window. So there we've got the Orchard Square, back end of it. I'm not really going to go up any further there, but what I will do is I'll show you the beautiful architecture in Sheffield when I can find it. I think that was a court building, because I think they were cells beneath it, but it seems a bit ornate, doesn't it? I mean, for a court building. But I keep hearing from people about, I want my country back, I want my city back. But one of the concerning things is there's a vote for South Yorkshire mayoral that's been counted today, and I suspect Labour will get back in. Now, if people are against all the cycle lanes everywhere, the majority I'm talking about, then why are you voting South Yorkshire mayoral back in as a Labour? If you think the policing's shocking in Sheffield, why are you voting for South Yorkshire mayoral? I'm not a Conservative voter, but the Conservatives are talking about police stations again and getting police back on the beat again. But that's not going to happen under South Yorkshire mayoral, under Labour, which the people have voted back for. Now, you're against the clean air zone in Sheffield, you're against the cycle lanes, but you etc. and all this nonsense, and you voted Labour, Liberal and Greens back in. Now, why aren't people standing independent candidates in? I'd much rather vote for an MP who's an independent, that's going to stand up for my community. But all the main political parties are gender driven, virtue signalling nonsense. So we're now moving on to Fargate. Now, Fargate was pedestrianised in 1974, and I remember before that fantastic Christmas lights in Sheffield, and my dad used to drive up Fargate. Same again, we've got a few lovely buildings still in Sheffield, but you'll now start to see the mess on Fargate. It's going to go on for about 2 years. This was Cole's Corner again, and this was absolutely fantastic building, was so classy. When they talk about health and safety, and then you see the state of this, they seem to forget about health and safety when it suits them. So we've got Black Swan Walk down here. Now, I was born in 64, been coming into Sheffield since 66, even though I was probably in a pram.